Autopilot mode is when we are stuck in the beliefs and conditioned patterns that we adopted from our culture, parents, teachers, and environment. Stop living according to the trash you picked up from your environment and fill your mind up with new and high-quality ideas. Deepen your self-awareness and challenge the beliefs and patterns that you and everyone lives their life by. The outcome of our life is deeply determined by the systems, habits, and routines that we are a part of. Basically, our automatic mode, our autopilot mode, is a series of conditioned habits that is dictating how we are living our life. And it's important that we actually pay close attention to the things that we're doing in our life and actually see how deeply they truly serve us. So the first point I have is understanding autopilot. Autopilot refers to a state of mind where we go through life on automatic without conscious awareness or intentional decision making. It's a mode of operation driven by habits and routines, which can lead to a lack of presence and fulfillment. So when we are not aware of what we're doing, when we are just kind of strolling through life, maybe through the grocery store, we're not paying close attention, we're not really being self-aware, our autopilot mode comes up. And it's important to actually recognize how functional this autopilot mode actually is. How valuable is it? And really, it's not like autopilot is a bad thing. It's going to be there for the rest of our life, but a lot of our sort of regular habits are not conducive to health or self-actualization or forms of personal growth. I'll give you a good list of autopilot-based habits. So examples of autopilot are scrolling social media mindlessly, checking emails mindlessly, eating out of boredom, multitasking without being fully present and truly focused, automatically reaching for your phone, following a rigid exercise routine without assessing whether you enjoy it or not, remaining stuck in a job or school you hate because your environment pushed this direction on you. And there's a lot more, like for example, when we get triggered and we lash out at someone, we scream at someone at the top of our lungs. That's a good example of autopilot mode. It's basically impulsive decisions that are kind of just, it's like a function that's automatically being carried out without any sort of real intention or awareness on our part. It's sort of like we are hijacked by our lowest impulses, trauma, and our need to escape ourselves. Second point is the dangers of autopilot. So operating on autopilot can be problematic as it hinders personal growth, limits creativity, and inhibits mindful living. It can result in missed opportunities, a lack of meaningful connections, and a general sense of dissatisfaction with life. So odds are your autopilot is complete garbage because you probably haven't spent a long time trying to really build up your psychological and emotional health so that very naturally your autopilot mode is deeply valuable. And you don't want to get rid of autopilot. That's not the goal here. It serves an important function. We can't always pay very deep attention to absolutely everything 24/7. But the thing is, we want to change how we go about living on a moment-to-moment basis so that when our autopilot comes up, which it does basically all the time throughout the day, the majority of your day is on autopilot. When it comes up, we're not stuck in limiting routines, systems, and habits that are going to really, hinder our ability to be well and really grow, basically increase our quality of life. Breaking free from autopilot. Overcoming autopilot mode involves developing self-awareness, practicing meditation, and making deliberate choices by actively engaging with the present moment, setting intentions, and embracing novelty. We can break free from autopilot and lead more conscious, fulfilling lives. So in order to actually break free from autopilot, you need to watch what you're doing on a moment-to-moment basis. This sounds like a huge pain in the ass, like, oh, I actually have to pay attention to my life. A fantastic practice for this is meditation. It'll show you how automatic and robotic your thoughts are, how automatic you sort of function in relation to your emotions and situations, and really how much you just avoid pain and, run after pleasure. But the main point here is that in order to break free of unhealthy routines, habits, and systems that are a part of your autopilot, you actually need to pay attention to the things that you're doing very closely and be very honest about whether or not this is contributing deep value to your life, or if it is or isn't really. A main point that I really want to make is that the majority of the stuff that you probably do, or at least very large portions of it, are totally useless. Like, they do not contribute any meaningful value to your life whatsoever. Sounds kind of mean, But the majority of people, because they do not do this kind of work, because they do not actually really care to examine themselves at this deep level that I'm talking about, by default, they are going to have a sort of garbage subconscious / autopilot system because they don't care to rewire it. It's almost like if you don't care to maintain a car, you're not going to maintain the car. If you don't, put oil in it, if you don't, check the oil, fill it up on gas, it's going to break down. Because that's just how the car works. You need to actually care for, the health of the car. You got to maintain it. And if you're not doing that to yourself, you're going to break down. And it's difficult to admit that about yourself. Moving on, I have mindful attention as the antidote to autopilot. So paying conscious and deliberate attention to our thoughts, actions, and surroundings serves as a powerful antidote to the autopilot mode. It helps us break free from the cycles of habitual behaviors, allowing us to make intentional choices, cultivate self-awareness, and experience life with greater depth and meaning. So of course, actually watch what you're doing. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that you do? Are you immediately grabbing your phone and scrolling on social media or running to a computer, check your email? Or are you actually sitting with yourself, taking time to actually reflect on your thoughts, feel your body, get in touch with your body, eat something nutritious, drink some water? Very simple stuff I'm saying. And then what do you do after that? Followed by what? Followed by what? Followed by what? What are the kind of thoughts that you're having? How are the ways that you are actually relating to people? Are you pushing yourself on their boundaries? Are you talking to them at bad times? Are you open and receptive to them? Are you feeling connected to them? Or do you kind of wall yourself off, etc.? So you actually want to pay attention to how you are actually behaving in various scenarios in relation to certain people, in relation to certain foods, in relation to certain, let's say, jobs, in relation to certain kinds of information, experiences, basically information and experiences. You want to watch how you react, how your body reacts. Do you get tense in certain situations? Why? Is it because they're stupid and the situation's terrible, or it's because really there's some kind of fear inside of you? Whatever. You want to just pay very close attention to your reactions, your really body sensations, emotions, thoughts, overall feelings in various situations, and really begin to determine what is contributing value to your life. What systems, habits, routines are you a part of that contributes value, and which ones are you part of that do not? And begin to slice away the things that do not. Slowly over time, do that so that you are only left with the things that do contribute value. That's it for this video. Take it easy.